I've been seeing a lot of comments recently as I've been doing more controversial videos focused on the social aspect of the reptile hobby, that there's a lot of drama in the reptile YouTuber community. So I thought I'd talk about that today because I talked about it in a recent live stream and how I view sort of the relationship between reptile YouTubers and if there's drama and what I wish could be better. So let's go ahead and let's talk about reptile YouTubers today. Hey guys, how's it going? You know, it's the beginning of a new year. I'll be completely bald. Yellow Aki, reptile. Hey guys, how's it going? So as you probably know, watching other non-reptile YouTubers, there could be quite a bit of drama on this and Twitch and any of these social media type platforms where there's influencers or whatever you want to call us. Well, I want to talk about that in the context of the reptile community and reptile YouTubers. How is it? How do people get along? Do we interact a lot? Is there drama? Let's get into it. So I will say that this niche is much better than a lot of other niches, probably the majority of them. There's not nearly as much drama as there is in some of the other ones, but I do wish there were some improvements. There is still sort of that gap where people who have a lot of subscribers kind of look down upon in a very passive way those with less subscribers, even if their information, their knowledge, their background is just as extensive, if not more extensive than them. It really still has that aspect of where your respect is measured upon your viewership and your subscribers. And that's really where I'd like to see things change. Because at the end of the day, we are all passionate about reptiles, and as long as you're really trucking along, trying, showing that you have knowledge, demonstrating that you have knowledge, and this isn't just a quick little gig for you or something like that, I feel like no matter the subscribership, you should be welcoming to collabs, discussion with other YouTubers, reptile YouTubers in this case, no matter their viewership or subscriber numbers. I really think that's how it should be. I, for one, am open to any collabs, any discussion, barring my time and availability and income. Obviously, that all plays a role. No matter who you are, you know? If you have something interesting going on, I'm gonna talk to you. If you have knowledge to share, I'm gonna talk to you. You don't even have to be a reptile YouTuber. You get what I mean? I don't really look at it that way. I look more at the content, look more at your knowledge, look more at what you're keeping, if the collab makes sense, stuff like that. But trust me, I've dealt with firsthand other reptile YouTubers who kind of have that passive attitude that, you know, I don't have 100,000 subscribers. That kind of leads me off the boat a little bit. Now, on the flip side, I do want to say that there are some reptile YouTubers, especially more recently, that are kind of going against that grain. DBCB Exotics, who has around 11 or 12K subs, just went to the Reptarium and did a podcast one-on-one in real life with Brian Barczyk, and he has like, what, 3+ million subscribers? That is a wonderful thing. I have to say, no matter how much you disagree with Brian or have an issue with Brian, I'm not getting into that whole discussion, I really think, especially lately, he's been super positive about the reptile community and other influencers and just promoting the hobby. So I gotta give him credit there. I've always kind of had Brian's back a little bit. I was pretty much the first one of outside his friend group who made a video supporting him, but just for that, I do think he gets some cookies right there. Well, now I want some cookies, but another example in the meantime is I've been invited to a much bigger reptile YouTuber's channel, or it's more of a facility that I'm not gonna name because I don't want to spoil it.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But it's gonna be pretty fun when it happens, and I'll be meeting someone else there, and you probably know what I'm talking about if you've been to a particular reptile-related live stream on Twitch. I think that's all I'm going to give away there. But much bigger channel than mine, and I appreciate that. I've actually gotten to really get to know someone from that facility. So stay tuned for that, a little teaser there. With these recent positive examples, I hope to see that trend continue, because like I said, I've dealt with other reptile YouTubers firsthand that had a very different tone because I was not only a reptile YouTuber, but I was also much less subscribers than them, and there's sort of, you know, that barrier there. So hopefully it keeps going that way. That's really the one area I would say there is some drama. Now, another thing I would like to mention is that reptile YouTubers tend to sometimes call out each other, and it might not always be in the best way. A while ago, I did a video reviewing Dave Kaufman's Aki's in the Wild video, and while I tried to make it as not about Dave Kaufman as possible, obviously it was taken that way, not even proper English. But despite still wanting to have said my piece on that, I think that video was a bad idea. I think that video might have made a bad relationship between me and Dave or something. I don't know. But I think that was a bad idea. I probably shouldn't have done that because I should have known how it would be portrayed and people would receive it. So, you know, I sometimes cause problems, guys. I'm a troublemaker. And of course, there's other channels that make negative videos about other reptile YouTubers. It doesn't happen too much, but when it happens, it happens. And I'm not gonna name any of whatever. I'm not gonna name any of them, of course. You know, that would just be rude. But that happens too. So other than perhaps passive aggressiveness towards each other between bigger and smaller channels, and the occasional drama video that comes up in the channel, the only other thing I can really think of is perhaps the fighting amongst smaller channels. These are 10K or less subscriber channels. I've been involved in perhaps at least one, you know, probably that one with Dakota, DBCB Exotics, not too long ago. That was very interesting.
No, I'm not done talking.
You've been doing this the whole time. Talking about, I actually would respect someone 10 times more for coming up front and hiding behind this. Some people.
Something I did not want to happen in the first place, but that's an example right there. There are a lot of reptile YouTubers trying to get over that 10K mark. That just seems like a very kind of big goal there because, like I said, there's a bunch bunched up under there. And I think that kind of creates some more competition, even though YouTube really isn't a competition because you can watch everybody's video. It's not me or them type of thing. And it kind of raises some tension. So not only, you know, did I have that unfortunate time with Dakota, but I've had many poor interactions with channels that have subscribers less than 10K, where they kind of were a little less passive aggressive in their tone and much more aggressive. So that is something odd and something I didn't expect. I think the first two was something that's sort of a given, but that's pretty unique to this niche. Again though, compared to the rest of YouTube, this really isn't anything compared to that drama, especially the drama focused channels. My girlfriend loves them, so trust me, I know what's out there. But these are definitely things I would also say I would love to see changed in the hobby. Yeah, the occasional drama video, that's just always gonna happen. Sometimes we get a little too clickbaity. That's just a part of the game of YouTube, unfortunately. Hey, you guys are the viewers, you're the ones clicking. Again, like I said, I would really love for reptile YouTubers to get away from that passive aggressive attitude or even aggressive attitude that comes with different viewership or any of the things I mentioned, and just focus on the different channels, whoever's running it, their passion, their knowledge. And if they're on that same level and they seem like an intellectual individual who's not just there to make some quick money, which trust me, that's not where you want to go, YouTube's not the place for that, then I feel like we should always just kind of be talking and interacting and sharing our experiences, because trust me, YouTube can wear pretty heavily on your mental health. So I think the more YouTubers talk to each other, it definitely helps each other out, and we could really make some awesome collabs, trust me. If we all kind of got together more and did that more often, and I have been seeing more collabs throughout the years, but it's usually the same kind of level of respect channels. I just think there would be so much cool content out there. Something like Ty Park did for me, even though he's not a YouTuber. You know, he is way up there and I'm way down here in notability, and he opened his place right up to me and gave me a grand tour. I want to see more of that amongst reptile YouTubers. So no, I don't really think there's too much drama among reptile YouTubers. Now you might think that there is after this video, and I guess compared to the average life, there probably is much more drama, but I just think in the grand scheme of things, it's really not that bad. I just kind of want to communicate the state of reptile YouTube, because sometimes, especially to the viewer, it kind of seems a little mysterious and you wonder how the relationships behind the scenes are and stuff like that. And with the theme of being more open lately and doing controversial videos, I thought this would be something good to talk about. Now, if you really want to hear some more drama, you should talk about some of the relationships between reptile YouTubers and bigger breeders. That gets quite interesting, but that's a whole different topic. Alrighty guys, so let me know your thoughts on how you perceive the relationships among reptile YouTubers and whether you think there's drama in this niche on YouTube. Additionally, I want to hear who you think the facility is, or who you think the facility is that I will be going to very soon, hopefully, and who I'll be meeting there. Let me know. I'd love to hear your guesses. Otherwise, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.